Hello everyone, today I'm going to be discussing my headcanon for G5. How did all the ponies in Equestria become racist and gain a dimension? Well, I'm going to start today by saying I'm a big fan of Fallout Equestria, and therefore you know my version of the canon is definitely going to have something to do with it, but I've got my own little twist, so it's not exactly like Fallout Equestria. So I'm just going to assume that everyone watching has seen the end of FIM with that sad zoom out shot. Well, I propose that after the camera fades black, there's just a huge f***ing explosion. No, I'm just kidding. But in all seriousness, I do believe that, as told in Fallout Equestria, tensions began to rise with the zebras, which in a sense doesn't really make sense, since even in the 2017 movie, we never actually visit a zebra civilization. Either way, Equestria's dependence on the coal from the faraway lands where the zebras lived was not sustainable for them, and when the zebras raised their prices, a conflict began, resulting in all trade being prohibited. Then it basically proceeds into something similar to one of the dimensions seen in the episode QT Remark, where Equestria is at war with King Sombra, and every pony has to play their part to stop the war. Another thing to think about in this headcanon is that Fallout Equestria is written like the end of Season 2 lore, so every canonical introduction to every other species and character isn't accounted for. But I actually think that some parts already written into the story work better after Season 9. For example, Celestia creates the 6 ministries for the main 6, which doesn't really make sense in the Season 3 context, because yeah, the main 6 are friends of Twilight, but they don't really mean much to Celestia at that point, so why would they have an influence to run Equestria's main defense? And why would Celestia even appoint them as the heads of the ministries? It just makes more sense after Season 9. See, but after Season 9, Twilight rules Equestria, which isn't written into Fallout Equestria, but it also is much more likely that she would have appointed her own friends as heads of the ministries. And by that point, basically every pony in Equestria knows who the main 6 are, and they are much more influential and therefore better suited for their roles. Anyway, back to the canon. Before the mega spells hit, Twilight probably would have understood when they were going to happen, and therefore she sealed her magic in the crystals, just like in Sawtooth Wave theory. Except now we know why she had to seal them away, which was because of the mega spells. And now for the reason why I think this canon really works, and why it really fits into G5. At the end of Fallout Equestria, the original at least, Little Pip enters the Single Pegasus project, which allows her to destroy the Cloud Layer, which afterwards her friends can use the Gardens of Equestria megaspell to reform the wasteland and get rid of all the tame. Now, Fallout Equestria never tells us the proximity between Little Pip destroying the Cloud Layer and the Gardens of Equestria megaspell being detonated, so the Pegasi, Earth Ponies and Unicorns may have been around a while before the megaspell was detonated. In Fallout Equestria, Pegasi are hated by Earth Ponies and Unicorns because they decided to abandon the rest of pony kind to escape above the clouds. So what would they do when they're all united? Well, fight of course. Raging fights would be happening all across Equestria, with the Enclave and Red Eye's army collapsing due to both of their leaders being dead. The Pegasi would be outraged by their military leader being killed and therefore not be able to unite with the Earth Ponies and Unicorns. Eventually though, because of a lack of weaponry, the conflict would die down, as would Velvet, Calamity and the rest of Little Pip's friends, leaving 3 different tribes in Equestria, each with their own monarchy and rules, separated by a conflict that was now irrelevant. And since the Gardens of Equestria megaspell removed all of the wasteland's taint and radiation, it's basically perfect. It's already set out for G5 to play straight in. It would also explain why a bunch of significant buildings in G4 are gone in G5 because they were destroyed by the megaspells. It makes perfect sense. Also, another teeny tiny detail that I thought was cool. In Fallout Equestria there's a bunch of statuettes scattered about the wasteland of the main 6, and these could be the toys that Sunny, Hitch and Sprout are playing with at the start of the G5 film, because Argyle already owns the Earth Pony Crystal, why wouldn't he own any other magical artifacts? So, my canon is perfect? No. There's quite a few holes in my theory, like where did all the ruined cities go, and well I guess you could say they just decayed into nothing. That would have to mean that G5 would be thousands of years into the future, which might not make sense since the division between the tribes probably wouldn't last that long. Another hole is that Discord is actually reformed and he is obsessed with Fluttershy, so he would probably like incinerate the mega spell or something. Luckily G5 is yet to explain those questions like where is Discord, so I guess I can just ignore them for now. Let me know what you guys think. Leave your ideas and thoughts in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear what you guys think. This is the first kind of video like this I've ever done, so please tell me what you guys think of it. Don't worry, the G5 voices are coming soon. I'm just currently doing transcription work, which will be a precursor to the training, I guess. Anyway, love you guys.